Ladies and gentlemen, grab your coffee and get comfortable because it's time for Coffee with Khosi. Hi everyone, welcome to Coffee with Khosi. Today we are hanging out with the amazing Smangele Shabalala, whom you may know as Thick Dudle. She's here to tell us how it is balancing a full-time career while being a content creator. With that being said, let's get this conversation started. Dudle Mama, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks, how are you?
It's so good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, I just want to know, you are loved so dearly, okay? I just want to know, was there ever a time where it hit you like, okay, what is happening? Was there a specific moment where you remember, okay, I'm going viral?
Oh, yeah. It's every day. More like, especially when I'm at the mall.
Right.
That's when it just hits me because I'd just be, minding my own business with my family, and the next thing I know, people are screaming. They want to take pictures, and I'm like, whom am I? And at some points, my son would be like, oh, here we go again.
Here we go.
And he would just leave me, and then, but every time when I'm just out in public and people want to take pictures, some even come to my workplace.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, some even come to my workplace.
How do people know?
Well, they know. I think they just see the buildings of my workplace and then they just know this is...
I mean, also there's like 100 kids in there.
Like, no, my teacher is today. So they will just come to my workplace. But when I'm out in public and people recognize me, people want to take pictures with me, that is when I'm like, okay. It's going down.
Tell me, you I don't know if people know you're a whole graduate. You went to school, you have a full-time career.
Yes.
Do you ever think you would one day just be a full-time content creator?
No.
Really?
Yes. No, I don't ever think about quitting my job. I feel like with content creation, one day everyone loves you, everyone is rooting for you, and the next people just don't want anything that has got to do with you. So I really cannot, in as much I understand that I've got people, I've got a community on TikTok, but I cannot just put away the sustainability that comes with my job. So I'm just holding on to it. I don't know. And plus, I love my job. I don't think I could just wake up one day and decide.
You know what?
Yeah. The sustainability and that comes with my job and just being,
secured.
Secured is the word.
Yes.
Secured. I want to be secured. Like, I know I'm secured with my job. So I can't just, I want to do content creation on the side. And then my job comes first.
Yeah. I don't even think people could recognize you without a filter. Do you think
they do?
You are so committed to that filter. You are committed.
And even when I have to do content and I'm not like, people don't want me, all the brands that I'm working with, they don't want the filter. It feels like, I don't feel like Dudle. I don't feel like Dudle. Sometimes even when I'm addressing serious issues, I just want to put on the filter because it makes me feel so complete. And I don't know what would happen if I woke up one day and the filter is
gone.
Like that one filter on Instagram.
That disappeared.
Baby chicks.
Yeah.
We're all using it, and then
Suddenly,
one morning we woke up and there's no... But people do recognize me. Like, they do.
I love that for you. I just want to know, some people feel like they don't have to go to school. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, it's different strokes for different folks. Some people are like, you know what, Mina, I just want to be a content creator. I don't need to go to school and further my education. I'm just going to focus on content creation. What's your personal take about that?
I'm going to be very biased when I'm answering this. I strongly believe that people need to go to school. Firstly, because even if you could, do content creation and it would go well for you to a point where you feel like you don't need to go to school. But I think going to varsity will shape your train of thoughts in a different way. So the way in which you think. And I think that when you're in varsity, you are exposed to more opportunities. Because I remember I had learners in my class, and they were telling me that they want to play soccer, but I'm like, if you go to varsity, there are greater chances of you being recognized by bigger teams. You know, there's exposure in varsity. You know, the way that you think changes. You get exposed to just a lot of things.
Right.
You know, I think even if you're a content creator, you need to have that intelligence that comes with school. So people need to go to school.
Absolutely.
For exposure, for more. I feel like there are more opportunities. The way that you think changes. You know, there are things that you need to deal with that need school. So
Absolutely.
I don't know. There's never a point in time where I'll ever feel like education is not important. Education is very important. People just need to go to school.
Absolutely. I can't honestly lie. I share the same sentiment.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that going to school is not just about what you learn.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it's also about learning independence
in the way of life. You know, you make better choices when you went to school. You're just informed about a lot of things, even if it's not what you are there for. But you get to learn. Exactly.
Absolutely. You have such a wonderful personality. Like it's like it's hard not to watch your videos and enjoy or share smile. It really is. I'm curious about your upbringing. Did your family, have a sense of humor? How did you come to be such a wonderful bubble of energy?
I wouldn't say that my upbringing was all that. It wasn't fun at all. Yeah. I had one of the hardest upbringings ever.
Wow.
But I think as I grew up, with the things that I've went through growing up, I think one of the things that were able to keep me going was just being myself, right? And being around people who allow me to be myself. So when growing up, my personality became like the biggest part of me. Wow. Like being who I was just my big thing. So I'm not to blow my own horn, but like I'm that one person when you're around, you'll definitely laugh. You'll definitely forget about your problems because I'll just be doing the craziest things, and I make being around me fun, right? It's just in me. I don't know. Maybe those who know more about psychology, they would say, I don't know. There are terms for it that I'm not familiar with, but I think growing up, my personality has always been something that made me to shine when amongst other people, right? Because I had nothing else to show.
Absolutely.
So my presence would be felt through my personality.
That's absolutely beautiful. Yeah. That's absolutely. So I wanna just maybe get into them putting yourself out there, because child, let's not lie. It's nice when we're watching on the other side and we're like, oh my gosh, you're killing it today. But when putting yourself out there takes a lot.
Right.
Especially with your videos. It's kind of like, you're a full-blown teacher. You are degreed. Then you get on TikTok and start being silly.
Like, who's this person?
Yeah. How did you even get to the point where you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna do me?
Right. Yeah. So basically, what you guys see on TikTok is what I am every day.
Yeah.
Right. It took for me to just put my phone and start recording for more people to see. But this is who and what I am all day, every day. But for me to actually start my TikTok page, I was trying to grow my following so that I could, because I was in a very bad financial state. So I needed to work. I needed to grow my makeup business because I also do makeup on the side. So I wanted to grow my makeup business. And then I just started posting more because I'm trying to grow my following so that people would know about me. And then I can start posting about my work.
Okay, yes. Okay. So you had a plan, girl.
Yes. Because when I was in Durban, I was like working as a makeup artist. But when I got to Johannesburg, people didn't know about me.
Okay.
So I needed to put myself out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the reason, if you don't mind me asking, that inspired the move from Durban to Johannesburg?
Oh, I got a job this side.
You got a job this side.
I got a job this side.
This was your first time practicing as a teacher?
Yes. Very first time. It was my first job after 3 years of being unemployed.
Wow.
So that was like my first job ever. So I came this side because I got a job, a teaching job.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, but how was that period when you were in between places, in between jobs, and you just graduated? But you have nothing to show for it, just a piece of paper.
Whoa. I worked, man.
Yeah.
I worked as a makeup artist.
Yeah.
I worked at a library at UKZN.
Okay, yeah.
I worked as a library assistant. I think that's all I've been doing.
Yeah.
That was until COVID. But I was working as assistants, a library, and then doing makeup as well. Yeah. So it was very difficult. I think the most difficult period in my life was during COVID. I had no job because I couldn't work at the library anymore. So I had no job. I had siblings. I had a son. Like, it was just too much for me. Yeah. So makeup kept me going. And that was I was working. I was trying, but it was just not enough. It was such a difficult period in my life.
Wow. But now, compared to now, how are things now?
Now.
How are you doing?
My life took a turn.
Yeah.
In a way that I never imagined. I'm working.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm working with some friends. I'm doing live streaming. So yeah, it's keeping me going.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now maybe perhaps tell us, when you started working, when you started putting yourself on social media, you're just trying to push your business.
Yes.
And then now you're at a point where you're making money, you're working with brands.
Yes.
I just want to ask, have you noticed some sort of biasness in terms of brands working with certain individuals or content creators? Or when you're in the room, do you sense some type of biasness or unfairness? Is there type of class of people or color of people that are treated a certain way? Or do you feel completely content with content creator industry right now?
I'm happy.
Wow. That's
I'm
incredible.
happy. I feel like the brands have just taken me exactly the way that I am. I feel like even before they try and work with me, they understand the type of a person I am and the type of content that I create. I've never felt discriminated in any way.
Absolutely.
I just feel like they received me very well. I've not. Maybe there are times where I'm going to think, but so far, everything has just been going well. They're nice people, man. Yeah, but it's like when you go to a space and then there are obviously celebrities.
Yeah.
And then for me, it's like, I'm just a girl, I haven't, it hasn't, like, I don't take myself as such, I would come to a place without makeup and, when I get there, I'm like out of place because I'm looking all these pretty people, they smell nice. And I'm just natural, and it's an inside thing. That is now me, feeling shy and feeling out of place and thinking, I shouldn't be here. And then so it's difficult for me to go to the people and socialize and, network because I feel like I'm out of place. This is not where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, that is all. I
can't lie to you. It's very normal. I mean, at least for me, because I'm not really a person who has a lot of friends or engage a lot.
Okay.
So I do find myself feeling that way quite a lot, especially in the beginning. Oh my gosh, it was terrible. It was terrible. I will walk in a place and I feel like everyone is staring at me.
Right. And it's like everyone knows, they know each other.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, what do I do with myself? But the best thing I did was just to understand why was I there. And being comfortable to be by myself and be myself. So it gets better. Like, trust me, it gets better.
I can't wait. But I do, like, when I'm attending events, I get so lucky sometimes when there's Dominic, because it's like he knows everybody and he introduces me to a lot of people. Oh, meets this is this. And then, I just kind of blend in. But sometimes I'm just like,
it's just like, I know.
Can I go home now?
Yeah, you're like, okay, I think it's time. Yeah. No, but you gotta put yourself out there. You're really doing incredible things. One thing I just noticed about you so far is that you have a very grateful heart. So people with a heart full of so much gratitude, they tend to see things in the positive light all the time, and that attracts positive things. So I think that's why you don't see anything wrong and you're just happy with what you have. I'm just happy
that I'm here. I'm like, okay, you chose me. You chose. I don't know. I just be happy that they chose me.
Yes. Yes.
So much. And also with working with brands, I'm new in this. I'm still trying to find my feet. So really, I don't see anything wrong unless I haven't had any instances where I feel like, I'm just happy that they're working with me, they are considering me, and they're thinking of me.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Tell me, is there anything that you feel perhaps you shouldn't have put out there, or you're like, okay, this was a little bit too much. Maybe I could have held back a bit. Mm-hmm. Have you shared too much of yourself online? Do you ever feel like that?
No, it's yes. It's quite a few things, actually. My job, I don't know, but it's part of me, so it's difficult to conceal. But I feel like I shouldn't have put my job out there for people to know, because people tend to have opinions on how I should do my job, and they just assume that they make a lot of assumptions that are not true about my job. So I really do not like that. So I just really wish I just kept it concealed. And then also with my body and how I feel about my body, because I don't know, people tend to think that it's their place to make comments about my body and how I should be, acting, and how I should be behaving as a person, like as a plus size person, so me putting it out there that I'm confident, then people feel like it's okay for them to just say whatever, because I was just, open about it. I'm okay, I embrace it, and then people think they can just say whatever and not care about how it will make me feel. Yeah.
So it bothers some people that you are content and confident in your body.
Yes, and they want to bring me down by just, passing ugly remarks, and then and because you put yourself out there, you were okay with it, then we can say this, and you shouldn't care because you brought yourself out there.
Yeah. So do you think then it's possible, like obviously you're doing it, they say jack of all trades, master of none. So you being a content creator, because you're really getting into the space and you're doing so well, but also you have a full-time job. Someone might assume that one of the other might not perform so well.
Yeah.
Do you feel the pressure to do good on both sides?
Yeah. More especially at my workplace. I hope they don't watch this, but my colleagues, I know they just think that I'm not going to be able to do it, and then it's like they're expecting me to mess up, I see it.
You see it, you sense it.
Yeah, and then, but like, I don't know. Eventually, like, if I'm being honest with myself, I'm going to have to stop one of the two, because they can't coexist. Sometimes I have to do things during weekdays and I can't because I'm at work, but I don't know. It makes me anxious just thinking about it. Because I don't know, but eventually I'll have to sit back and just think what I want to do with my life. But I really don't want it to get to that point. I don't know.
Point,
I just wish these two can just coexist.
So for someone, maybe there's someone who has a full-time job or someone who just does a 9 to 5, but they love content creation, but they feel like they don't have enough time or they don't have enough confidence or they're just not sure. How will they be portrayed at the office and all those things? What advice would you share with them?
I don't know. I just mind my own business, really. Because the things I do on TikTok and having to go back to work and be professional, it's difficult. So you just, I don't know, just put yourself first. Do what works for you, because, if you are going to now look at, I don't know, I feel like people should just focus on what they want to do and just keep it at that. Just do your thing.
But in terms of now trying to balance the two.
You have to make time. I don't think I have a better advice other than that. Make time. You need to make time for your job and make time for content creation. Otherwise, you will crash.
Absolutely.
You need to make time for both. I don't know if it means you don't sleep, you don't sleep.
It's because you'd see that they're like, I really want to do this, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll have time.
You have to make some really tough decisions. And not sleeping is one of them.
So you're deprived of sleep?
Of sleep, yes.
How does your normal day look like?
Okay, so I wake up in the morning. And then go to work. Work until 3:30. And then I want to start working out. So I don't know where I'm going to get the time. So when I come back from work, I need to, I need to get home, prepare for a live or create content. But
wait, do you go live every day?
Yes, I have to. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't go live at all. But because that's only when I'm just gonna switch off my phone and hope that Sishan doesn't call. But
Sishan kills me. Oh my gosh!
And hope he doesn't call because he's very. He takes live streaming very seriously. Yes, and it frustrates him when I don't.
You're not cooperating.
Yes. So I try. And then when I come back, it's either I have to cook if it's my turn to cook. I have to cook. If I'm not cooking, then I have to create 3 or 4 videos. That's how I do it. I post 3 or 4 videos.
Every day?
I try. Every day I have to.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
3 to 4 videos.
I'm never gonna make it to 1 million on TikTok.
Because it's like when you don't post, people forget about you. So I have to be consistent. And sometimes it's difficult. I just come back from work. I'm really tired. But I have to do this. So I force myself and people say, you don't get tired. And I'm like, I am tired. I'm exhausted. But I have to do it anyway.
Wow. And I command that because content creation is not easy. When I had to, I hated it so much. I can't lie. But it was paying the bills.
Yes, it takes time.
But now, it just feels like free money. But at first, it was a lot.
It was a lot. And for me, I think, for people, some people take content seriously, content creation seriously. But mine is just to put my camera and think of, what stupid thing am I going to do? And then sometimes I have it in mind. Sometimes I have to think of it. And then sometimes I have to think. I have the dance moves, but now I have to think of the caption. So it's just like that.
Oh my gosh. I wanted to ask about Sishan because content deck sometimes it has a Zulu man behind it, like it's written. Because one time she's using mascati. Like, how does it? And the caption we're making so much sense,
right?
And we wonder, like, how does he know? And the lyrics here.
Sishan will do his research. He does his research. He will research everything. Sometimes he even shocks me. And I'm like, where did you get that? I was like, I've got my ways, He does his research. I think when he's interested in something, he makes sure to educate himself about it.
Right.
And yes.
Wow. So if you had to say what are the characteristics of a successful or let's just say maybe an influencer, content creator with potential. If you had to maybe name them on top of your head, what would you say are the characteristics of a potential?
A potential.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone who's more likely to succeed in content creation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they are consistent.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they want. They know what they want, and they know what they want to put out there for people to consume. Consistency, and they're authentic.
Right.
Yes, if you are just yourself, and then because there's everybody else out there, but if you can just be yourself and put yourself out there, I think you are most likely to succeed. And also when you know when to speak and when and you know when not to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. Getting numbers is not easy. So I just want to know, what do you think is the right thing that you're doing to help you to constantly get great engagement, good numbers, and stuff like that?
I don't think it's anything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think it's more of how people receive me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it has got to do with me at all, because I know some people who create really good content, but they're not received well. I think when people receive you well, when people love you and they love what you do, then they're most likely to, you're most likely to get more following. I don't think it's me. I really don't think it's me.
Yeah.
I think people just liked what they see Dudle doing. I don't know. I feel like I'm not responsible for the numbers. It's people who just like me.
Yes, it's how you're just received. Okay, I hear you. Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
I don't think it's me.
Do you think, or do you rather have any plans to elevate your content center? Like as a content creator or even as a teacher, you always have a plan like, okay, these are my goals.
Yeah.
So do you have any short-term or long-term goals?
I do actually. But I am so afraid. I don't want to be less relatable to my followers, because one of the reasons why I think I have most followers is because people can relate to my content.
Right.
And so I don't want to move from that. If I were to elevate my content, or if I were to change what I do, then I won't be relatable.
You think so?
Yes, I think so. I think if I was not to Dudle.
But I don't mean, it doesn't have to be like a drastic change.
Like a glow up type of thing.
Not even a glow up.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
No, not a glow up.
Not a glow.
But like just a long-term goal where you're like, you know what? I think in the future I would like to maybe do travel content. You know what I mean? Like this.
Oh.
Yeah, just maybe trying out different avenues or whatever. Any type of goal you have in terms of your content creation. Okay. Or do you just want to stay in your comfort zone?
No, I actually want to try plus size fashion content. Yeah.
Okay.
That is one thing that makes me relatable as well.
Yeah.
My body size. Yeah. So I want to try doing that. And I tried vlogs. I tried get ready with me.
Yeah.
They are a lot of work. And I'm just used to just putting my phone there and dancing.
I mean, you have a full-time job, but
right? that's what I've tried them once, and people were like, "We love them," but I can't be consistent with them. But I would really love to try plus size fashion. But also, I wanna go to gym. I wanna work out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should put that out there.
And they'll hold you accountable. They're like, hey, you said
you were doing this. So I'm very hesitant, but I want to do plus size fashion. I want to do like a weight loss journey. Yeah.
Don't lose too much.
No, I'm not.
Because now it's going to be thick one.
No, I tried losing weight and I didn't love what I saw. Yeah. I tried. I was benting. I lost a lot of weight and my body started being saggy and I just didn't like it. So I went back to eating 5 quarters.
Listen, whatever works. You listen? You don't. I just love that you are happy with yourself, regardless of who says what. Because even with me, people have something to say, whether
they always have something to
say. I promise you.
I got really upset when I see how people would bully big people, and the minutes they lose weight, now again they're bullied for losing weight. So it's like, what do you want? I just want to be, I don't want to lose weight. I want to be fit. I want to be able to dance and not feel like I'm losing my breath. That's all. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit, but I don't want to lose weight.
No, I see what you're saying. You want to embrace more of you, because honestly, taking like a healthy journey or fitness journey, I don't think people understand that it's more about your self-love. Yeah, it's like a love letter to yourself. Yeah. But you're with your full-time job and all, I know it might not come easy.
It won't.
I want you. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And you know what? We'll be here rooting for you. I have Active Lifestyle. Tell us if you need us to send you some match.
Okay.
You know, so you can be at the
gym. At work.
You know, we're here for you and we're rooting for you. Thank you so much. We love you as you are. You know, that's what made you anyways, right? But I want you to tell me, there could be someone out there just watching, so inspired by you. I'm sure you get messages where people are like, oh my gosh, I was feeling like this. Yeah. But then, you know, you keep me going. Yeah. What message do you have for this person?
The person who's just looking at me and thinking, I just really hope, because most of the messages that I get are people who are just really broken. So I just really hope they heal. I hope they are kinder to themselves. I hope they accept who and what they are and just make the best of everything and everything about them. Just make the best of everything.
Oh, we love it. Everyone, that was Thick Dudle. And we end it like that right here on Coffee with Khosi. We hope to see you soon. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and drop a comment for a lovely guest over here. Wait, Usma. Oh, we love you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mama.